Well, not like it matters much anymore, but we got a prodigy as our heir to the throne. Um, so we could have somebody really great come in if things don't go too badly. The heir to the throne, everyone. Possibly the last ruler, or possibly just the heir to the last ruler. Um, he turned out pretty good. He didn't get a level 5, but you know, he'd be a great leader during normal times. His diplomacy is a bit lower than his father's. His martials, you know, a bit. Well, it's high, but it's not. You know, there's nothing bad about it being high. It's just we don't really care at the moment. I don't know how heirs convert in EU3, so this guy will probably be irrelevant, but we'll see. But yeah, if anything happens to the king, this man's the one that's going to be taking over for the last stretch. We only got 19 more years. Really, you don't have to wait like this. Have the armies turned off, as you can see. If you turn the armies off, you can click this and turn the armies off. If you turn the armies off, the fog of war goes away. It also makes the game run faster because there's not some stuff animating all over the map. Ships and shit. And I don't really care who's moving around doing what. Although, stuff is in chaos. This is what Germany gets, or this is what Denmark gets for trying to be Germany. Yeah, that's what happens to Germany. And the Papal States are at war with pretty much everyone. It's kind of funny. This is not us, by the way. They're just brown. So yeah, actually Germany's pretty much been reverted to normal. I don't even think this stuff is France, so it's probably some Ferrara here. Yeah, that's most of it's Ferrara. The Byzantines are actually at war with the Papal States, Denmark, Andalusia. Andalusia is a monster. Jesus. It's maybe they're not at war with him anymore. No, they're not. Yeah. If you just look at that to see the effect that the human player can have on the game, even if it's not your country, you just set a really strong unified person in place, like I did with Andalusia, and yeah, that's what happens. As long as they don't get a really good leader or a really bad leader and collapse, that can happen. So. Mostly because of the AI scripting, it's designed so that they try to get everything that they can. Spain's still pretty much normal. I imagine the Papal States, with as many people are declaring war on them, are gonna be a lot smaller by the time we get to EU3. We'll kind of do a recap before I convert to go over things. Denmark got kicked out, as you can see. The Templars are basically in Barcelona now, so and of course their little enclave over here. Yeah, 19 more years. If you may think, well, I've been cutting out huge amounts of times. It's almost like it's not even, I'm not even playing. Well, I am playing, and it's just because I've achieved my goals. See, look at this. I'm winning by a huge margin because when I defeated my vassals, I got a shitload of prestige from it. So I would be winning this game anyway, regardless of me sitting around doing nothing. So it's not like it's like, well, you're giving up on Crusader Kings to go into to EU3, or I'm just being lazy and not wanting to do anything. Well, the second part is partially true. I just don't want to do anything. Partially, it's because I get kind of bored of Crusader Kings. Crusader Kings is a fun game, but it's not as much fun at the end as it is at the beginning. Yeah, that's kind of the reason. Well, you can actually do the conversion at any time. The converter I'm going to be using, I'll look for a couple of better ones because there are flaws. I'll look to see if there are any better ones. I doubt there. If there is any, there's probably only one. Converters. One, to see if I can find one that works with Divine Wind, because the only one I have that works with only works up to Heir to the Throne, and so I'm more comfortable with Heir to the Throne anyway. So I may be using that regardless. And see if I can find something, because the converter I use does some weird things. Like when I was playing my Denmark game, I'll show an example before I do the conversion of what happens when you do the conversion. There was a country set up in Morocco, a Muslim country that was flagged as Lithuania. It was weird. So I'll have to go over things to see how things are going, and I'll have to equalize some stuff, because, like I said, there's only a certain amount of independent people that can be independent come EU3. So I'll have to weed out some of the people who would either be conquered by their neighbors right away anyway, because that happens more easily. Not more easily, but the AI is a bit more willing to. I wouldn't say it's more aggressive. I have the aggression set low because the aggression in this game is ridiculous. But and I think I explained that at the beginning of the game. The mod I'm using expects you to have it at low aggression, or else the AI collapses really quickly. Anyway, yeah. So the AI is smarter. The AI is better in U3, so they understand, what's going on better. I'm really taking a look at the whole map, so yeah, I'll kind of figure that out. It's hard to weed out some of the people who are the same color, but I'll try to run the converter and see who's kind of left over, how many people I have left over. Yeah, but basically it's just 19 more years of housekeeping. Now I'm going to have a large Arab minority in the eastern part of my empire. There's a corridor from Baghdad all the way down to Basra that's Breton, and then it starts to get Breton down here, and I think these two are the only ones that are Breton. And this is the only well, I think there's one over here too. That and yeah. Oh no, they're all Catholic now. There's only one province in my empire that's Muslim. So yeah. Even and this and this are Breton too. So yeah. The coasts are pretty much Bretonized, and then towards the middle, I think Damascus and Syria are Breton, and then it goes like this, and then like that, and then it's Arab all the way over here. And then we have a couple Persian provinces up here. So yeah. Oh, this one's Muslim too. That's not mine, right? Okay. And then of course, these little rinky-dink provinces I don't give a shit about. France, Dutch probably. No, that's French too. That's not mine. No. I know this is Dutch. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Anyway, yeah, this is what Germany normally looks like, a big blob of mess. So, although usually there's more Bohemia over here. Since they're at war with the Papal States too, they'll probably take back their papal areas here. Although this isn't part of Papal States, it's Duchy of Prussia. Okay, so this might be our this could be our Austria, and Prussia could be our Bohemia. Yeah, because they own a bunch of stuff. Oh, this is Papal State too, but pretty sure they're no, but no, that's Bohemia. No, they're not at war with the Papal States. A lot of people around them are. Bohemian's actually not anymore either. I just noticed. But yeah, we got some big states. We got the redonkulous Kingdom of Croatia here. It's doing far better than they normally do. partially, I think, because they have Byzantium. Byzantium is the best province in the game. 13.71 base income. I have the second best province. No, I have the third best province. I think Venice is... No? Alexandria is better than Venice. No, it's not. But Byzantium is by far. Maybe Rome. Maybe it's Rome. Yeah, Rome is the second best. Maybe it's Novgorod. Yeah, it's Novgorod. So, there's a bunch of good provinces. You know, yeah. But Byzantium is by far the best one. So that could be their success. The Byzantines have done extremely well. I should really just wait till the end for a recap, so I'm not jumping the gun on calling some of these things. I'm going to do that. But the next time you see me, either something very bad has happened, the king has died, or it's the end of the game. Well, I was wrong last time when I said that it would be the end of the game, although I have gone a while, and it's 10 years from the end of the game. The Duke of Galicia, which is... Galicia's in, like, Portugal or something, has desired to become our vassal. As you might have noticed from our money, this is not an accident. I did that on purpose because number one, he's our friend right here, and we have been funding his campaign to become the new pope. I don't know if you're looking at the... I think it's up here still. I'm getting their ass kicked, so they're moving around. Yeah. And he's not the... he was the lead runner at one point, but he's not anymore. But at the time I did it, he was, so that's why I was doing it. Yeah. So, I figured, we grab it, or we let him become our vassal, which we will, obviously, since we did that on purpose. We actually get Avaranches too, Avaranche, whatever, which is a really good province. As you can tell, the plague is almost completely gone from all of our provinces. It is completely gone from all of our provinces. So, now we have this entire part of France underneath us. And this Galicia is not a French title, but it doesn't matter because it's not going to translate over. And, most likely, because of the way France is really fractured to hell, I'm going to have to do some major reconstruction in the transfer. Oh, unless France really puts the boot in it. They're working on it. Fixes it, so this stuff may not be in our empire then. For as much effort I put into getting these 4 provinces, I don't really care. So, another thing is that the Turks are back, and they're pretty strong. Taking over. I don't know how they can call themselves the Turks anymore, because they're not Turkish, they're not of the Turkish bloodline, and they're not in Turkey. They're Persia, that's who they are. But they're fighting Venice. Well, technically they are Venice right now, and they're winning. So we'll see how that ends up. They might unify this entire section. They've got stuff over here. They took over the Kermanshah, so the people over here are also their vassals. So yeah, looks like Islam may not be dead after all. That's not gonna help Pope. Yeah, so that's basically the outlook of the game, and yeah, 10 more years. I may decide in like 13.95 or something that it's not worth waiting. I just kind of want to see, because there's some major shit going on right now. I just kind of see how it'll all end up. Right now is a quite interesting time. Much more interested in the last few. What are they building here? They must have burned down their docks or something. Much more interesting than the last bit. So, I'm not sure what. Oh, okay. It's building money on. I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, much more interesting than it's been in the last few. So I kind of want to see what happens. But don't be surprised if I come in and say it's the end of the game, and I'm 2 or 3 years off. It's not going to matter all that much. Well, it could matter that much, but if it will matter that much, then I'll probably just let it go because it'll be more interesting that way. Hopefully things clump together a bit more. Germany is a mess. Denmark is in Bohemia. France is collapsing. England is a mess. I think Scandinavia is pretty much a mess. Finland's pretty big. Russia is a mess. No, Russia's not too much of a mess. I don't know who. Sweden? Yeah, Hungary's fighting Sweden. Hungary is a mess. Jesus. The only places that aren't a mess is the Byzantine Empire, Croatia, and us. Even Italy. Well, Italy is supposed to look like this. Oh, and Spain. Spain's doing pretty good. But they're killing the crap out of the Pope right now. But, yeah. We actually had because we're allied with the Byzantines, we had a chance to go to war with the Pope, but I decided not to. Even though we would win. Because of our Crusaderness. So, what I might do is just see how this ends up. Because no matter when you transfer the save file, it'll always be $13.99 when you enter the game. So that's why you could do it any time before that. It has to be after a certain date, I think, for it to work. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. Now this one was an accident. As you can see, we got 5 more years, or rather 4.5 more years. The Turks have won their battle with the Sicily, and this person wants to become our vassal. Well, they're close by, so I don't see why not. It probably won't end up mattering in the end anyway. Scotland is losing badly, but the computer doesn't like to give up, so I don't know. Most likely this will end the game contested, because it usually takes like 7 or 8 years for them to give up. They're also being attacked over here. The Tlemkins and when they pop up are a vassal of the Turks. Now, because it's an AI thing, not me having control of the vassal right away, I'm not going to do anything about it. And it kind of makes sense in this context. So, yeah. They're fighting. Most likely because of circumstances, I will let it go. And then January, or as close as I can get to January 1st, $13.99, the game will be over. And then I can start working on EU3. Start working on the converting it and then the mod. And if I have to do any modding, it depends on if I can get the new a new converter that works for the expansion, or I don't. How much work I have to put into the conversion how, and one of the things I can do instead of a conversion is just make a mod of EU3 from scratch, which would probably be the more difficult, but it would be more thorough. Like the converter will most likely give me a bunch of odd stuff that doesn't make any sense, but that'll be faster. So we'll see. Okay, we are at November 12th, 1398. And I'm leaving it at this because I need to have a good space of time in which to convert the file. Because if the converter doesn't run correctly, then I may need to sort things out. This king performed admirably, and I became the papal controller, which is cool. I haven't actually been the papal controller that much, to my disappointment. I really like the way this thing works. I'm gonna see if I can work the mess out and see if we can get it, hammered out in a way that can work. So, we'll see about that, and that's pretty much it for Let's Play Crusader Kings. I've enjoyed doing this a lot, and I look forward to doing the EU3. I hope everybody who watched it liked it, and I've learned a lot about video editing and how to do quality levels and different things. From either watching people's Let's Play or the tech support report on the Something Awful forums. Just a lot of different things. Experimentation. Obviously, I changed my methods a few times and found some things that worked and some things that didn't. And technical problems and things like that. So I'd thank everybody who watched, and hopefully I'll see you all again in E3.